Hello everyone! Welcome back to another Warhammer 2v2 battle. This is going to be double Chaos versus Empire and the Wood Elves. So sometimes I play in matches that have larger funds, but this one's actually going to have smaller funds sitting at, I think, 8,600. And I was just curious to see what kind of armies people would bring when each individual unit is that more meaningful because you just don't have that much money to spend. So I was really curious. So I was like, let's give this a shot. So also me and my teammate talked before the match, which is kind of a rare, and we agreed that they're going to go heavy melee, and I'm going to go and bring a force that can snipe important units, and then also deal with enemy archers and artillery if they bring any. So for my army, it's very fast for the most part. I have 3 Forsaken, 2 Chaos Marauders with Inspiring Champions to try and buff up their leadership. I brought 2 Chaos Warhounds, Big Bird with 2 spells, the Bombardment spell, and then the Hex spell, which is the whole reason to bring them. And then also 3 Chaos Marauder Horse Masters. And these are going to be the force that snipes important targets. And then everything else, like the Forsaken are pretty fast. The Chaos Puppies, those are the ones that are meant to kill archers and artillery for the most part. My ally here, we have a front line of also Forsaken. They asked what unit is good against these 2 armies. I told them Forsaken is pretty good against Wood Elves and Empire, and that's true. They also brought a Chaos Warrior with Halberd, a Chaos Warrior with Great Weapons, Inspiring Champion, and then they are being led by Archeon the Everchosen with 2 spells, the 2 buff spells, the offensive and defensive one. For the enemies here, we have a Wild Rider with shields over there. We have a Demigryph Knight with Halberd deployed over here. We have 2 Great Swords being led by General of the Empire. We also have the Grey Wizard, which you don't see too often, with Pendulum and the debuff spell, or is that Pit of Shades? Is that Pit of Shades? Honestly, I can't remember. I don't use the Shadow Lore Shadow Lore that much. Yeah, that is a Pit of Shades. Okay, so 2 offensive spells. They also have a Hell Blaster Volley Gun, and then 3 Spearmen. For the Wood Elf player, you have those Wild Riders. We also have 2 Glade Guard with Hagbane Tips. Or no, 1 Glade Guard with Hagbane Tip, a Way Watcher, and then a couple Eternal Guard. Wait, is this an Eternal Guard? That's just a Spearman. I guess just 1 Eternal Guard, a Dryad, and then a Wildwood Ranger, and a Spell Slinger of another Shadow Lord. I didn't even notice that in the battle. Whoops. I didn't even check. Because this battle pops off really quick. Like, the match starts, and I run. Because we are in range of their artillery, so I didn't even bother checking all the lores and stuff like I usually do. But anyway, they are also being led by, I believe, Orion. Yeah. And that's going to be their army. And you can see we're already halfway over there, because this is a small map. And like I said, we were in range from the very beginning with the Hellblast Volley Gun, so I didn't bother actually scoping out the enemy army. But my army is mostly going to go bloop, 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 and then bloop. And then my allies' army is going to attack the Empire line. And you can see the Empire and the Wood Elf brought a significant less amount of infantry, and they put a lot of money into these Wildwood Rangers, into the Way Watchers. And for the Empire, we have a lot of money in the Hellblaster Volley Gun and the Demigryph Knights over here, and including 2 Great Swords. So I'm going to charge in with my Forsaken on these Dryads and the Eternal Guards with shields. We're getting our Marauder Horse Masters to start doing some damage to these Wildwood Rangers, because they're pretty good at killing Wildwood Rangers because they have no shields to block it. Going to get Sartorial up here through the middle, and I believe I'm actually going to hit the Archers over here and then go bloop, bloop, and just have a lot of fun. Meanwhile, back here, the Chaos Warriors are a little slow, but the Forsaken are engaging against the front line, doing some decent damage to the Great Swords and the Spearmen. We're going to have multiple Pendulums dropping down on my allies' army here, taking a lot of those Forsaken out. I'm going to drop some Metal Shards on these Riflemen or Handgunners as I put Big Bird in there. Meanwhile, I'm going to get our Chaos Warhounds. You see one is already into these Archers. The other one's going to go into the Way Watchers here. And my Forsaken flank with the Chaos Marauders coming up the middle. Inspired Champions coming up. Marauder Horse Masters still just focus firing down those Wildwood Rangers who have so much money. Here comes some Demigryph Knights with Halberds. So I'm going to have to withdraw my Puppies from finishing off the Way Watchers. And this is when I'm going to bring up my Chaos Marauder Horse Masters and then cast a casted Hex, so their armor is now 65. And now that their armor is 65, we are going to chase them with the Chaos Puppies and chase them with the Marauder Horse Masters. Meanwhile, Big Bird is just causing terror and fear to the enemy infantry line, and now the Chaos Warriors, even though they are still there, getting to the front line. Chaos Warriors with Great Weapons are going to get buffed against these Great Swords. I am now into the Hellblaster Volley Gun to try and rout them. Meanwhile, my Puppies are now keeping the Demigryph Knights with Halberds just there, pinned down, and these Marauder Horse Masters are about to start focus firing on them now in just a moment. Meanwhile, over here, Orion's going to be dealing with, I think I leave a Chaos Marauder group here, and I'm going to disengage the Forsaken to go and assist my ally with the rest of the Empire infantry, who we are now routing here. You can see we are still on the Hellblaster Volley Gun. We have routed off all these handgunners and all these units. A couple salvos from the Marauder Horse Masters into the lowered armor Demigryph Knights with halberds right into the backside is actually going to do so much damage. And the Chaos Puppies did a lot of damage too because these Demigryphs were not microed into the combat. So they just kind of stood still because my ally or my enemy was probably microing other things. Meanwhile, over here, the General of the Empire is trying to do what they can against Forsaken, so I'm going to get Big Bird over here, and we're going to apply another debuff Hex here soon. I guess not right now, but soon we will. And then over here, the Spell Slinger is going to do some charges against our Marauders, who are dealing with Orion. Again, my Forsaken are over here just trying to rout the enemy army. These guys are going into melee mode and go bloop, 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 and trying to rout these guys off. The Chaos Puppy is going to rout the Demigryph Knights off, and then they're going to come back like bloop, and then my other Warhounds are going to come back like bloop. And holy shit, a lot happened in a small amount of time. And then here comes another Pendulum, doing some decent damage again. But we are now going to rout off the General of the Empire, who had that Plague of Rust cast on him with Sartorial. And now all this stuff is going to be some of the Wood Elf army. The Wild Riders over here causing us some mischief against our Forsaken and Aspiring Champions. No, those are more Forsaken. Where's my Aspiring Champions at? Oh, they're over here. But as you can see right now, Marauder Horse Masters coming back. They're going to do some focus firing on the Spell Singer who's flying above us. Going to dodge Orion's ability right there, trying to hit our Chaos Marauders, and then we're going to engage on him with Sartorial and all of our units over here. And bloop, bloop, bloop. And the Chaos Marauder Horse Master is going to go bloop, bloop. And we just chase off the Spell Singer. Chaos Puppy's coming back. And that is going to be a victory for the Forces of Chaos in a map called Essence of Chaos, I think is what this map's called. So very fitting that the Chaos have a victory. So I thought Big Bird, a definite good pick in such a small army composition, because again, it's going to be small because of how little funds there are. Because Big Bird is going to be a unit that is going to be hard to pin down, that is also going to be a spellcaster for us, that can also do Fear and Terror, and do a lot of good damage, is unbreakable. So like, in a very small fund like this, I think it's a very good investment for Sartorial. Unfortunately for like the Wood Elf player, spending a lot of money on those Weight Watchers, I would not go for Weight Watchers at all, even if I had like 20 grand, unless I just... No, not even if I had 20 grand would I go with Weight Watchers. And especially in a small funds army, I would not go with Weight Watcher, because they just... There's no way around it, they suck in multiplayer. They're too expensive for what they can do. Stat-wise, they're amazing archers. They are. There's no arguing that they have amazing stats. It's just the cost for them is too much for the Wood Elves to really bring in multiplayer. So we kind of crushed them with just some Chaos Puppies. Like, that's all it took, was Chaos Puppies taking them. The Wildwood Rangers, although a very good unit, and I think a total worth in a lot of armies, unfortunately here, I brought an army that can counter them. These Marauder Horse Masters just kind of chewed through them because they have no armor. And then the Forsaken got in there, and they just tore through these Wildwood Rangers. I'm sure they were expecting all of us to bring a bunch of Chaos Warriors, but that is not what we did. We brought a bunch of Forsaken, and Forsaken do pretty well against Wood Elves. They do really good against most Empire infantry. Even Grey Swords, they eventually kind of wear down. But you can see they brought a lot of armor piercing with their armies, expecting to go up against probably a small elite Chaos force, but that is not what we did. And yeah, so those Horse Masters caused them a lot of problem. And then the poor Demigryph Knights. It was a smart choice not to chase the Chaos Puppies into my army, but unfortunately they were probably distracted after that and didn't micro them away from my Chaos Puppies after I chased them down and held them down in place for those Horse Masters to get into. And the Hellblaster Volley Gun, like my Sartorial was on that pretty quickly. Again, Sartorial, I think it's just a good pick in almost any art. Like, Big Bird is just really good. Big Bird's just super good. In terms of kills, though, we got a ton of kills. The Forsaken for me, my ally Dras Leona, Forsaken line did pretty good. Archeon, I'm not sure where was Archeon. Were they fighting the General of the Empire? I kind of lost track of Archeon. Chaos Warriors, great weapons are really good, finishing off some great swords. And the Halberds, I don't know if they even really got into combat that much by their stats line. For Malrig here, they had a lot of good pendulum spells that I'm sure did a lot of damage. Like, yeah, here we go. Like, the Spell Singer Shadows got 36 kills. I think a lot of that was through the pendulum spell. Maybe some of that against melee forces or melee combat. Orion, 57 kills, really good. Wild Riders, 41 kills is really good. But again, like, the Weight Watchers got 17 before they died, and they had 1,100. Wildwood Rangers, you know, unfortunately didn't get to do too much. And the Eternal Guard melted under the weight of Forsaken. Yeah, and interesting. It's a different type of game when you have low funds like this. It's interesting because like I said, every single unit matters, and you know, losing a Weight Watcher to a Chaos Puppy is just that much more impactful in this game than it would be in a larger funds game. It still sucks, even in larger funds. But anyway, good game again to Drasleona, Malrig, and Craig Gel. I hope you enjoyed, and let's go watch a cinematic view of the battle.
They will succumb!
Fight the beast in the air!
Oh, maybe we weren't in range of the Hell Blast. I thought we were going to be in range of the Hell Blast. That's why I immediately charged. I didn't even take any time. I guess maybe not, though. Because it also would have been firing by now. This Forsaken unit gets torn up. That's okay, we have more. Big Bird don't care. Flies over the Dryads into the Archers. Then flies to the Handgunners. And these Forsaken just soften up these two Greatswords to the point where when the Chaos Warriors get in there, they wreck these Greatswords pretty quickly. There's Archeon. Oh, they're getting into the Greatswords? Oh, maybe not. And the Chaos Puppies!
And I slay!
And then the Marauder Horse Masters. Anytime. There we go. Kind of hard to see in this map. The shadows are kind of intense. Yeah, where is Archeon? Oh, he's out here. Big Bird coming for you. So cool. This authorial's so cool. I see Kolek like in so many Chaos armies because Kolek and like double Shadowgoth is so damn popular, but everyone forgets how good Big Bird is. Fuck Kolek, man. Honestly, I would rather take Big Bird over Kolek any day. But a lot of people, I guess, don't feel that way. But there goes Orion, fought to the bitter end, but it was not enough. Hope you enjoyed the battle, everybody. I will see you all in the next one. Take care.